This high-definition broadcast on NBA TV is brought to you by Hire, the official HD TV of the NBA. Welcome back to the Autotrader.com pregame show. Tonight's game comes courtesy of our friends at Fox Sports Net Wisconsin with an in-depth preview of the upcoming contest. We now hear from the Bucks broadcast team of Jim Paschke and former Bucks guard John McLaughlin. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Ron. As the whole of China celebrates the new year, the Bucks celebrate the second meeting between Yi Jianlian and Yao Ming with all of the attendant festivities. We are pleased to share those with you tonight and with the rest of the world. Ni hao and welcome to Bucks basketball. Jim Paschke with John McLaughlin. One is old school, the other is new breed. Yao Ming blazed the trail as China's dominant NBA pioneer.
And what a dominant player he has become in the NBA. And as we all know, when you come to the NBA from anywhere else and you become a dominant factor, you have done a tremendous job. He is the essence of a low post player, Jim. His size, not only his height, but his power and his strength. He's a very fine post-up player. He's got a great jump shot and excellent touch. Very difficult to defend in the low post. He does just a great job for his team.
They play different positions and different styles, so comparisons are tricky. Through 47 games in their careers, we see that Yi and Yao have averaged the same amount of playing time. With that, John, Yi may just reach Yao's claim that he will become a better player than Yao himself.
Well, you know what's interesting? These guys are obviously so big and so popular in China, and yet they're already having impact on the NBA. Yao, of course, with his experience, and Yi in his first year. They're very different in terms of their styles. We know that. Yao, the low post dominance, which we've seen so many years in the NBA from other great players. Yi, the good perimeter shooter, great touch, can run the floor at 7 feet like a much smaller man.
The Master took round one on November 9th in Houston, winning by 16 points and outscoring Yi 28-19. So, Ron, what does the rematch hold tonight? We're about to find out, along with over 200 million Chinese superfans.
It's a big crowd. All right, thank you, gentlemen. We look forward to the game coming up momentarily. In our tail of the tape, Fred, we look at the last 6 meetings between the Rockets and Bucks, decidedly one-sided in favor of Houston.
And as Batman would say to Robin, holy domination, because that's what the Rockets have done to the Bucks. Now, Rockets beware, because all of a sudden the Bucks are coming off an embarrassing loss in Philadelphia. Normally a team responds. They come out defensively, they get into a three-point stance. They're at home, they're going to play extremely hard, so it's important for the Rockets to be prepared for this Milwaukee Bucks rush. If not, they could be in for a long one.
And these numbers really show you that dominance. Milwaukee averaging about 9 points per game. The Houston Rockets, I should say, averaging about 9 points per game more. And those categories we showed were completely dominant. Look there at E.
I like his body language.
You like what you see?
I like his body language.
Like what you see from me. Welcome back to the Autotrader.com pregame show as we get set to send you to Milwaukee for tonight's game between the Rockets and the Bucks. Fred, your thoughts here? We talked about the two big guys from China. It's Yao Ming on one side, his team being dominant of late in this particular run against the Milwaukee Bucks. Yi Jianlian on the other side. Beyond those two, what do you think we'll see tonight?
Well, what I would like to see for the Houston Rockets, especially because they're in a dogfight to garner the 8th playoff spot. I don't think they can get any deeper than that. So they've got to come out now and challenge themselves to really play hard defensively every single night, because you look at the Golden State and Utah, who are 8th and 9th, and they're 8-9 games over 500. So Houston's got their work cut out for them. They've got to come out. They've got to feel that sense of urgency right now.
If you're the Milwaukee Bucks, and as we pointed out and talked about earlier, you lose by 43 early this week in Philadelphia. You're a team that's wounded. Do you want to play a team of this caliber, as a player, or would you? Is there something in you that says, we'd rather have somebody that on paper at least looks a little easier?
Well, what happens is if you have someone so easy, you don't come with your shoes tied as tightly as you do with someone that is good. You come with a good team, and all of a sudden now you come out there, you're chock full of nuts. You're ready to go. You're operating on 94 octane, maybe even airplane fuel.
All right, as we've seen, if you watch the Rockets for any period of time, they like to go to Yao early and often. You expect that'll happen early in this particular game. We invite you to join us here on NBA TV for tonight's game. The NBA TV pregame show was presented by Autotrader.com. That's going to wrap it up for me and Fred. We will see you back here at halftime. Enjoy the game.
Front line, Louis Scola is on the front line, recently starting for the Rockets, and of course the man in the middle, dominant Yao Ming. The Rockets are 26-20. Rick Adelman in his first season with Houston. Here's the breaking news. Somebody in Adelman's camp put Mike James, the former Buck, on the active list twice for this game. That means Steve Novak, whose name was left off the list, will not play. He is ineligible to play tonight. It is the second time in about 2.5 or 3 weeks that a visiting team to Milwaukee has done this. Golden State left Matt Barnes off. They had to make adjustments. Steve Novak will not be eligible to play in the game in his home city.
And Jim, there's no guarantee he would have played tonight, but certainly to be on the roster when he comes back home to Milwaukee would have been nice.
We would like to welcome our viewers watching in high definition on FSN Wisconsin, and of course to those joining us on 4 stations in Greater China, including CCTV Channel 5, Shanghai TV, and Videoland, Taiwan. Yao Ming, 28 points in Houston's victory over the Bucks in early November. He had 19 points. Yao, 28 points and 10 rebounds in that game. He was 14 of 14 from the free throw line. The Bucks lead this all-time series. The Rockets have won the last 6 meetings. And by the way, the Rockets have held the Bucks under 94 points in those last 6 games in the series. Joey Crawford, the lead official tonight, working with Mark Davis and Olandis Poole. The Bucks controlling the opening tap.
Jim, just to give people an idea of Yao and what the Bucks are facing, he is 7'6", 310 pounds, and has a great touch in the low post and can shoot the little 15-footer.
He denied Rafer Alston at the controls. Alston settling in as the point guard. Done a pretty good job for the Rockets. This is Battier. They will feed Yao Ming, of course, in the post. They'll let him rumble inside. He throws it away. Turnover. Milwaukee basketball.
Now, he's not overly mobile. He's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar down there. He does have some good moves. He is certainly a factor in the low post and can get to the basket, but you can see if you can hit him on a double team at the right time. He's continued to work on his passing, Jim, out of the low post when teams come with double or triple.
Mogan inside, goes to the glass. Luis Scola has the rebound.
I think the important thing to point out when you play Houston is the fact that they are an outstanding defensive team, and their numbers prove it out.
The name of their game is defense. Royale Ivy has the rebound off the miss by Rafer Alston.
Their defensive field goal shooting percentage is quite good. That's what you need to look at, not just the points per game, because that can reflect tempo.
Jean Lien working the pick and roll, missing a shot from the corner. This is McGrady. Tracy McGrady averages a ton of points against the Bucks. 32. That is the highest by an active player in the league against any team. And that is since the 2000-2001 season.
Now, one of the things you want to do, if you can, against Houston is quite obvious. They're a good defensive team. They have a dominant defensive center at 7'6" in Yao. So you want to transition them. You want a quick game. You want a running game. To do that, however, you must stop them either by forcing the miss or the turnover. That's an offensive foul on Mo Williams.
Rafer Alston bellied up on Mo. He leaned in and draws the offensive foul. The turnover gives the ball back to the Rockets.
Rafer has good defensive quickness.
2 minutes into the game. Yao Ming has the only 2 points scored. This is McGrady in the post. He shakes away from Ivy, but Royale has the rebound. This kid from Texas has played well. Pass ahead for Mo Williams. He got first touch. He controlled it for Ivy. And the Bucks now have 24 seconds to regroup.
And, Jim, we haven't talked about McGrady. He'll get about 19 shots a game. He takes a lot of shots. He's a tough cover. He's an outstanding player. And we've seen him have great games here in the Bradley Center.
Milwaukee 0 for 4 from the field to open the game. Mo Williams in traffic. Shot clock at 5. Royale Ivy no longer an 0-4.
Who is an excellent shooter. And Royale's shooting ability, Jim, along with his defense, has been such a plus for this Bucks team this season.
Olandis Poole sees a foul. Bobby Simmons picks up his first.
Now, with Michael out, one of the things the Bucks don't need in this one is early foul trouble on key people, especially Mo Williams. It's important that Mo be able to play in this game and keep the pressure on. Deflection, Royale.
The Bucks zone with the side court inbound, and they force the turnover.
You can come at Yao, Jim. Once he puts it down, he's not as quick, to the move. Therefore, you can come to him.
E from the perimeter.
Got to get him shots on the perimeter. Get him in situations where he can get that open look and drain it, Jim. Maybe some pick and pops or draw and kicks.
3 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. The only point scored by Yao and then E.
That's appropriate.
Royale Ivy on the foul.
Watch E. It starts screen and kick. They slide the screen, Jim, but still E's open for the jumper. Battier stayed in the corner, didn't want to come up quickly. He will probably adjust if E makes another one.
Rafer Alston, shot fake, drive, and then he feeds Scola.
You got to
Scola inside.
Jim, you got to play Rafer for the penetration. He's got quickness. Don't worry about his shot until he proves he's going to make that shot. Play him and prevent the penetration.
Mo Williams knocks it down. Back to the Bucks on the turnover. 7:57 remaining in the first quarter.
Now the Bucks being undermanned, their leading scorer is out again, Michael Redd. The Bucks have to put points on Jim and transition this team, so all the guys have to step up.
Houston with 3 early turnovers. Milwaukee 1 so far. Royale Ivy finds E again. Scola defending. A couple of the rookies here. Scola 27 years old and very experienced overseas, much like E.
Exactly. They both have a lot of experience, not necessarily, as we've made it very obvious, NBA experience, but experience.
Rafer Alston drives. He's fouled by Andrew Bogut under the basket. 7:26 remaining in the quarter.
Jim, I think it's important that Mo does a good job of defending Rafer because Rafer's going to create things. This is off the double team. He splits the seam, and Andrew has to pick up.
Alston only a fair free throw shooter at this point, 64%. Well, Scola has played professionally in Europe. He has a lot of experience, a lot of savvy, and E, of course, professionally at a younger age in China.
And that's what we get from all these foreign-born players that come here, Jim. They've had so much experience that helps them, in many cases, adjust to the NBA style of play and talent level very quickly.
When these teams meet, the NBA is representing 6 continents.
Blocked.
When they met in Houston, it was the first time that had ever occurred. 6 continents. The only one not represented, Antarctica.
Impressive.
Rafer Alston.
I mean, basketball isn't big in Antarctica.
Not yet. North America, South America, Asia, Australia, Europe, and Africa represented on these rosters.
Okay, he made that move to the basket. He's taken, 4 jump shots. He shows them the fake this time. When he gets to the baseline, Jim, which is what we saw him do in a couple of games recently, he draws the foul from fellow countryman, shows it to Yao, who's going to come for the shot block, and gets the contact.
Yao has said recently he was anxious to see how E had developed so far this season. When they played in early November in Houston, Yao asked for a DVD of every touch, every play that E had at that point in his NBA career, which was a matter of a week, but he wanted to see every move that E had coming into his first NBA season.
Well, they've played together. They've been teammates. They're going to be teammates again. Fellow countrymen, they seem to generally care for one another, and Yao wants to study it as well, not just as a friend, but as a competitor.
And they both understand their position in China relative to the NBA. They represent their country, they represent it proudly, and they are the future of basketball, the present and the future of basketball. No travel call on Alston. Looked like he slid, got the ball away in time. Down the paint, Rafer, yes.
See, again, play him for the penetration, guys. Let him show you a jump shot. Don't worry about that until he shows it to you. Yeah, Jim, they're mega stars, not just stars in China.
Closing in on 6 minutes. That'll be a timeout window when the clock goes under 6. Bogut, yes, well done, right down Main Street.
I think you've got to use Andrew so that you're on a lot of pick and rolls, pick and pops. That way you make Yao come out on the court, out of the pop-up zone, and work hard. He has to be mobile. He has to show. Therefore, openings will occur.
A power move and a miss by Yao Ming. Bobby Simmons gets the rebound.
He's just so big, and you saw that on that play.
The next whistle will bring that timeout. Mo Williams in heavy traffic, tall traffic. He finds E. Shot off to the right. Bogut battling. The ball goes to Battier. Mo Williams is down. And now he gets into play. Under 5.5 in the first. Yao sets up right in the middle of the paint. Offensive foul as he knocks Bogut to the deck. That's his second foul. And a timeout comes with 5:23 remaining in the first quarter. The Bucks lead the Rockets 10-7. Great feed to Bogut from Mo Williams. Bogut. Yes.
Billy, I'm still all the way down on my knobs. I got no room.
Milwaukee up 3, 5:23 in the first. They are handing out red envelopes here at the Bradley Center. That is a tradition during Chinese New Year. Those envelopes contain cash.
Get us a bag over here, Jim.
Fans, visit your favorite open pantry location for great prices on Miller Lite, and also remember to pick up your ring thing, and that will give you VIP savings every time you stop in. Open pantry and Miller Lite, good call. Great play by Andrew Bogut on a high pick.
Okay, now watch the spacing first by the Bucks. Hold it right there. Okay, you got something working here. You got a shooter here. Now watch the two-man game and then the opening. Okay. Boom, right down the seam.
Bogut working deep again inside the arc. Baby hook, 4 points for Andrew.
Yeah, now here's the point, Jim. Yao had to go out with that second foul. The good part is he had to go out for the Bucks. The bad part is, for our audience, you'd like to see he and E playing a lot of minutes.
Carl Landry from Milwaukee Vincent High School hitting a shot. Carl had 22 points, a career high, last night in the 106-103 Houston victory at Indiana. And he scored 13 of the 22 in the fourth quarter. They like him. He's getting his time now. Landry had a tryout with the Bucks, John, and he had a great day at the training center this summer when the Bucks brought him in.
He sure did, Jim. And now, in this case, the Bucks have to play to Andrew because he has a size advantage on Landry. Landry's going to play you physically, but he still has a size advantage. So you want to play post-up basketball right now with Andrew.
Okay, so Carl Landry comes in the game, and on this end, he's defended by E and that length. On the other end, he has to defend Andrew Bogut.
Right.
Welcome home.
Well, it's 2 7-footers.
Landry at 6'8". This is Luis Scola underneath.
Now, see, E's got to deny that position. Scola's got him sealed in the pop-up zone. You got to try to fight and get in front of him between him and the ball.
Bogut makes his move, and he is held. Battier and Landry. It's Landry on the hold.
No, he was grilled cheese.
Yeah, he got creamed. Cream cheese.
Grilled cream cheese sandwich, huh?
You know what? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, put a little tomato on there. We discovered something new.
Desmond Mason returns.
And look who's in for the Rockets, Jim.
Dikembe.
One of our favorites. Dikembe Mutombo. They need to match up size, so they change that one quickly.
Desmond Mason has played in 25 games. He has missed 22. He was out recently, of course, with a thumb injury. And Bogut rolls inside again. He has scored the last 8 Bucks points.
And, Jim, that's how you got to go to Mutombo. He's been a great shot blocker through his career. He's very long. But Andrew got over him as Mutombo was gathering. It takes him more time to get to the play.
Shane Battier on the perimeter. Now McGrady. Back to Battier. He dances inside. And that was touched. Ooh, I thought Battier touched it last. Royale Ivy called for the touch by Olandis Poole, so it goes back to the Rockets with 6 on the shot clock.
I'm with you.
No, right?
I hate that. You know, you just shouldn't allow that. You let McGrady push you in and set up right in front in the pop-up zone. It's too easy.
Mo Williams looks first to Bogut. Mason through the paint. Now Bogut from E, working against Mutombo. Shot short. Mutombo got the first touch. It'll be pulled in by McGrady. McGrady's been bothered by the flu lately. He's been in and out of their lineup. Goes to the left hand. Rejected. A swat by Mason. And a three by Battier from the corner. He's an underrated three-point shooter by many.
I absolutely agree. He is a tremendous threat, and on any night can put you down.
He is their best at 38%, and 60% of Battier's shots are behind the three-point line. Five on the shot clock. A rim out three by Mo Williams. McGrady has the board.
See, Jim, on a good defensive team, though, you got to move them around. That's what we've seen him do too many times in this building.
Five for Tracy McGrady.
He'll come up and rip you on that jumper. He's got that length. When that jumper's going, he's extremely difficult to defend.
A 20-second timeout taken by the Bucks with 2:06 remaining. But that probably will be a full because it comes under 3 minutes. It is. They discover it now. McGrady, triple. Houston leads by 3. Three-point game. Houston leads 2:06 in the first. Andrew Bogut has 8 early points in this game. He's 4 of 6 from the field, John.
And the Bucks are playing to him and through him, Jim. Here's a pick and roll situation where he finishes. They've been giving him ball down here in the post. He had a mismatch situation. They've tried to counter with Mutombo, but the Bucks still need to go at him. And if Andrew can face up and move Mutombo around, that will serve him well.
Speaking of Andrew Bogut, it is Bogut bobblehead night for all fans. Next Saturday, the Bucks will battle the New York Knicks right here at the Bradley Center. Game time is 7:30. Tickets are available. Call 1-800-4NBA-TIX. You can log on at Bucks.com. And, of course, you can always visit the Bradley Center box office. Bogut bobblehead night a week from tonight.
All right, one of my early concerns, and you always have to watch this kind of situation, you've got the Houston Rockets already shooting 57% in this ballgame. Bucks 48. Bucks must bring that down for them.
Yao Ming left the game with 2 fouls, 5:23 remaining in the quarter. The Rockets were down 3 points at that point. Since he's been out, the Rockets have outscored the Bucks 12-6.
Go at him. He clogs the middle when he's out. That's a good time to think about basket.
Desmond Mason takes and misses a shot. He still has that left thumb wrapped up, but he's back in there tonight. He got first touch. Bogut controls the rebound off the miss. Mason, yes.
There's what I'm talking about, Jim. Mutombo can block shots, but he's not going to get to the penetration as quickly as Yao at this point in his career. So you got to try to challenge the paint.
Desmond Mason last played on December 19th against Sacramento.
And the type of injury he had, at least he could keep his legs in condition.
Landry, rebound, block shot, Bogut. I'm telling you what, you could hear that leather slap from here.
It was perfect, and then the hustle. Bucks ball also. Boom. Boom.
24 violation. 5 turnovers now by the Rockets. Under a minute to play in the opening quarter. What a January Bogut had. Man, he was outstanding, and it continues in February. 10 points, so he is halfway toward his double-double tonight.
Exactly, and closer and closer. I think he's going to slip up on it for the year.
Andrew had 10 double-doubles last month. McGrady inside off the glass with a corkscrew move.
Just needs one more rebound per game on average to average double-doubles.
Bogut leading the Bucks with 9 rebounds a game, 13.3 points. He had 4 20-10 games last month.
That's impressive, 20-10s.
4 on the shot clock. Bogut in a double team. Thought he was fouled. That's why the shot went over the rim. Landry got the rebound, and now McGrady will slow it down. Less than 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. The Rockets up one. Foul committed by Desmond Mason. That's his first.
Foul to give. Therefore, he knew he was beaten on that. Takes the foul. It has to go side court. However, next foul, if Bucks have one in the period, they will shoot. Rockets will shoot.
5.5 seconds on the inbound pass. McGrady. High Glasser, and that's it. The Rockets have a 1-point lead after a quarter tonight. A solid quarter by both teams. 21-20. Not a high-scoring quarter, but very competitive here at the Bradley Center. E. and Yao from Milwaukee.
Greg Kashan back with you at the Bradley Center. Good first quarter basketball between the Rockets and the Bucks. A 1-point lead right now for Houston. The numbers look pretty good for both teams right now. Bucks off to a good shooting start, and what they're trying to do right now is capitalize on the Houston turnovers. You say they already have 5. Well, Jim told you about the Steve Novak situation, not suiting up tonight. In fact, not even on the bench right now for Houston. His dad, a lot of family members, his mom here as well, Michael, and his father Michael had a chance to catch up with him just a few moments ago. He said Steve obviously devastated on this situation here. He'd actually been getting some good quality playing time, was hoping to make his Milwaukee debut here as a rookie last year. Wasn't even in the game. Jeff Van Gundy, the coach there, and didn't even bring him into the contest. It was disappointing at that time. He said Steve obviously devastated in that locker room right now. A lot of family members, friends here really hoping to see him out on the court, and obviously that situation didn't work out. But Mike Novak told me Shane Battier, Tracy McGrady, Steve Francis, Dikembe Mutombo all came up to him just before tip to tell him how sorry they were. He wasn't going to get to see his son play basketball here tonight. So there's the human element side of that, guys.
All right, thank you, Craig.
6th turnover by Houston.
Kyle Landry committing the foul. Desmond Mason on the line. Dan Godzarich in the game now. Well, last season, Stan Van Gundy said that Steve Novak hadn't played well enough to earn playing time, and he would not be gratuitous about it. He would not play him at home because he didn't feel that it was warranted. He doesn't play that game, so Steve missed out last season, and now he has been playing well. And unfortunately, a mistake was made. Mike James was put on the active list twice, leaving Novak off. Once that is submitted, it is official, and you cannot make changes. Novak ineligible tonight. He is not available to the Rockets.
Different coach, different system, and his style, his ability at his height to shoot the long ball obviously fits better with Rick Adelman.
He really has their best three-point percentage. He doesn't take a lot of shots, but he hits them, 60%, Steve Novak.
Now, Jim, Bonzi Wells came in the ball game, and Bonzi Wells is a tremendous threat. Bonzi Wells is a guy that can do you at the defensive end, and he can score some points. He's got range. He can post up.
There's a mini-mite out there now for the Rockets, too. Aaron Brooks, the rookie from Oregon. Desmond Mason in the paint, and he is fouled by Bonzi Wells.
See, good job. Once you get to the pop-up zone, you can make things happen, and that's a good cut by Desmond just on the curl to catch. So in a case like that, in most cases, you should get a foul or a basket.
Andrew Bogut has scored 10 of the Bucks' last 12 points. Of course, all of those coming in the first quarter. Mason starts the second quarter and ties the score, 21. Yi Jianlian, 4 points in that first period. Yao Ming, 2. Full court pressure by the Bucks. They pick up in the backcourt. Aaron Brooks on the dribble. Listed at 6 feet tall. I don't think so. Bonzi Wells now. This guy is tiny, and he can shoot it.
You think? Jim, when he was out here warming up as he went off, you could mistake him for a high school kid walking around the building, and already he comes in and makes his presence felt. And so does Charlie Bell with a 3.
He has a little Chris Rock look to him, Aaron Brooks.
Yeah, he does. He does.
And he's about the size of Earl Boykins, maybe just a hair taller. Bonzi Wells. Now he's probably a little taller than Earl, but he's not very big. Charlie Villanueva dances, squares up. A rattle out from the free throw line. Bonzi Wells with the board. Rebounding 12-8. Darryl Landry, we mentioned he had that good tryout for the Bucks. He's out there now scrambling, lost the ball. Desmond Mason ahead. Charlie Bell. Mason gets it back. Aaron Brooks rolled down, and Desmond had to go over the top of it.
Spacing and timing. The Bucks were patient. They got the opening on the turnover.
The Cowboy Desmond Mason, 6 points. The Bucks lead by 3, 27-24. Brooks can't score this three.
And that was more open than the other one.
Bell and Mason worked the two-man game. Desmond on McGrady, throws it off his body. Wanted it to go out of bounds, but Tracy able to track it down. 7-2 turnovers. Houston making a lot of miscues in this first half. Wells off the glass. The rebound skipped right down to Godzarich. The Bucks with 2 days of rest prior to this game. Bucks ball after it's knocked out, 12 on the shot clock. Milwaukee 7-5 with 2 or more days of rest this season.
And rest is something they haven't had a lot of so far in the season, especially at home rest.
Well, Mike James was on the active list twice. He's out there now. I figure he has to play if they're going to put him on there. They must really like him to put him on the active list 2 times.
You think?
Charlie Bell steps in front and commits the foul against James. 8:59 remaining. That whistle under 9 minutes brings an automatic timeout. 27-24, the Bucks leading the Rockets at the Bradley Center on FSN Wisconsin. The Bucks with a 3-point lead, 8:59 remaining in the second quarter. Jim Paschke, John McLaughlin, Craig Kashan, Mike McCallow, and Wisdom is here.
Yours truly, Scott Williams, and I have my sign here. Gallo means energy, and that's what the Bucks have brought to this building tonight, and there's also concentration as well. You guys know the Bucks never particularly a good team when they're turning that basketball over. Tonight, only 2 turnovers, but I'll tell you what, got to watch that, because if they get up to 19 turnovers in this ball game, which we don't want to see, they are just 2 and 12. So let you know that basketball is precious. But right now, winning all the energy stats, hustle stats, rebound stats, all the loose balls, quicker to the ball than they were on Wednesday night, definitely have brought the energy, and this building is electric, also feeding off of that energy as well.
Shishi, Mr. Williams.
Shishi, right back to you.
It's amazing what Wisdom knows and offers after he listens to us. Very good, Scotty.
The Bucks have to protect the Juchong, the home court.
The home court. Scotty, you played with energy. You know what it means.
It's definitely, I mean, the guys coming off the bench, they got to provide that. They got to be, momentum changers, as Mike James came off that bench with some energy. He went right to the hole on that one. But I mean, Royale Ivy and Charlie Bell, Charlie Villanueva, those are your energy guys. Jake Voskuhl, Michael Ruffin, Godzarich, they got to come in there and fulfill that role of bringing in something else the starters have to try to bring to the game, but can't always sustain the entire first quarter in the first half.
Kind of what you guys did in that 2000 and 2001 season. You brought the energy.
Yeah, we weren't probably the most talented group on the floor every time we stepped, but we played harder than our opponents every night, and that gave us an advantage.
Which is a skill in and of itself. Bonzi Wells in the paint.
Bonzi, beneficiary of an almost steal by the Bucks. Wells can score it. Mike James, if he gets hot, look out.
By the way, both of these teams, the Bucks are on the outside of the playoffs. Houston is too. They're 10th in the West, but only 6.5 games out of the top seed. Milwaukee 12th in the East, 2.5 out of the 8th spot. Scola with another Houston rebound.
And when you say that, Jim, and you look at the records, they're 26-20, Bucks 18-29. It tells you a lot about the difference in terms of up and down the roster, or the team roster in the West and the East. Bonzi Wells again.
Bonzi has 4. He averages 9.4 a game.
And is capable of 20, 30-point games.
He plays the game aggressively on both ends. Villanueva wants it against Bonzi. Gets it. Bonzi knocks it away and commits the foul. That will be his second.
Good to see Charlie B down there on that block, posting up a smaller defender. I mean, sometimes he falls in love with his jump shot, wanders around that perimeter. which he's got a nice stroke, but I like to see him when there's no E or no Bogut out there to go down low and try to use his frame to get that ball closer to the basket.
Yao checks back in. Chuck Hayes returning to the game. Hayes has been a starter, but he has given way in the last couple of games to Luis Scola. So now Chuck Hayes coming off the bench, third-year player from Kentucky.
Bonzi Wells is listed at 6'5", but with his body, his height, his reach, he plays much bigger than 6'5". He plays 6'7" or 6'8". But with him guarding Charlie V, and to go back to what Scotty said, it's important that the Bucks put Charlie on the box and go at Bonzi.
Bonzi's always impressed me as a bit of a mini Barkley.
He's powerful. He plays bigger than he is. He's long, and look at that. Now see, he just blows right by Charlie V. Charlie V's got to do something at that end also, not just come down here and think I'm going to post up. They make a change anyway. Bonzi goes over and plays Desmond.
Bonzi's a bit leaner than Barkley was even as a young man. Villanueva up again. He scores against Yao.
Good effort.
That's impressive. There's a guy down. Now, granted, Yao's got 2 fouls and didn't want to get a quick third, just checking back in. But you went right after 7'6" big man and throw a little jump hook over him. I think he can do more of that, even against smaller, especially against smaller players.
Hey, by the way, Barkley was that size when he was about 8.
True enough. Yeah. Aaron Brooks tries the reverse and scores it quick as a hiccup.
Yep, a blink.
Closing in on the 6-minute mark, the midway point of the second quarter. The Rockets up again by 3. And now 1. Charlie Bell makes it 34-33. Charlie Bell with 5. Good crowd here tonight. They're buzzing.
Oh, yeah, this building's hot.
Yao denied. Off the foot of Mike James. Shot clock at 22. It stays there. 5:50. That'll bring an automatic timeout. Andrew Bogut. Solid game so far. He has 10 points, and he is working on this end. Check it out. He blocks Yao Ming. Pepsi Super Bonus Month, the month of February. Upper level seats for just $10. The sooner you buy, the better your seats. Call 1-800-4NBA-TIX or visit Bucks.com. New York, the Clippers, New Orleans, and even Detroit, Denver, and Cleveland for only $10 during February. Pepsi Super Bonus Month. Now they're all decked out for the big game tonight. The young people are here having a great time. Houston has 22 in the paint, John. 10 of those coming in the second quarter. Milwaukee with 14 in the paint.
And Jim Yao hasn't even been a factor yet in this one for those paint points. Bucks have done a good job on him when he's been in, but the thing that does the best job on a player to take him out of the game would be personal fouls. That's what got it.
Yeah, Bucks really got to watch those points in the points in the paint. They had 68. They gave up 68 to Philadelphia on Wednesday night. And that was a huge factor in that ball game.
That was off penetration mostly.
Well, they had it all going. They were in transition. Everything they did worked. 4 easy baskets, it seemed.
Well, in that game, there was a lot of what the Bucks did not do also.
Yao has 2 points, 1 for 3 from the field. He kicks it out. Aaron Brooks, 3-pointer off the front. Great quickness. He just beat Mo Williams to the rebound.
Yeah, sometimes that guy, when he takes the shot, he knows where it's going to go, if it's going to be missed, and he can get a little quicker to the basketball. At times surprise Mo with his speedy ability.
Off the hand of Yao, the Bucks get it. Bobby Simmons now. Turnovers 8-2. Houston with 8 miscues in the first half.
That time I think the Bucks trying to pick up the tempo a little bit, run right inside of Villanueva, and he turned to that jump hook right away. And it wouldn't be bad to see them play a little bit faster. Obviously the slower tempo favoring the Rockets, but with Michael Redd out, who knows? Maybe it'll be play right into the Bucks' hands tonight.
Well, the Bucks need to transition, but you also don't want to take bad shots or hurried shots.
24 violation. Aaron Brooks dancing into the paint. defense had no chance to get the ball away with the way the Bucks swarmed on defense. E back in the game for Milwaukee. Charlie Villanueva will come out with 4:25 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, that stop will put a big old smile on Coach Larry Kay's face. He knows his team has struggled all year with defensive field goal percentage at 47%, 28th in the league. But plays like that when you're in close ball games really makes the coach happy.
Well, guys, the Bucks have been on a roller coaster. The fans know that. Sometimes they don't want to hear about home court advantage or home scheduling. What do you guys think down the stretch? This team is playing pretty well tonight. It would appear that they could respond to the home schedule, John.
Well, you know something, and everybody's aware of this that pays attention to us. At the start of the season and early on, we had great expectations for this team. We can still have them. Will they let us down? I hope not. And if they don't make up for some of this early schedule with these home schedule, then it's on them. If they get rested, they get healthy, they know that, they're preparing for it.
Mike James ran through the ball. It rolled off his back, but he was able to control it. And now Ian Yao under the basket get tangled up. The foul against E.
So, Scotty, how far can you run with the ball on your shoulders?
Well, not far enough.
No.
One thing I have been watching out here, though, I mean, you look at these 3 7-footers, E, Bogut, and Yao, and we haven't talked a lot about Bogut coming into this ballgame tonight, but he seems to be the one most determined out here right now to prove that he might be the best 7-footer on the floor. I like that in him.
He's staying the course, isn't he?
Sure is.
Maybe that's because he was outscored 28-10 and out-rebounded 10-5 in game 1 against Yao.
That might have it.
Whatever it takes. Simmons. All knocked away from E, apparently cleanly by Chuck Hayes. Larry Krystkowiak doesn't think it was clean at all.
He doesn't like it, but they're certainly let him play out here. I mean, Bogut's back blocked Yao. There's been some contact. There's a lot of contact on that play on McGrady as well.
Look at that one.
Williams strips it out of there.
I like it, though.
E.
Come on, E, dunk it when you get that close.
May have gotten a touch on it.
Seen 3 defensive plays in a row here. 1 by the Bucks, 2 by the Rockets.
I agree with you, though, John. That's the one where E wants to bring that hammer out.
Oh, yeah, he's got to slam it. He's got to attack.
He needed a colon, a dunk. McGrady underneath. He thought he was fouled. 36-33 Houston.
Air ball, and we talk about this a lot. I have anyway, and Scott, you're aware of it. An air ball is always to the advantage of the offensive team because the defensive guys are turning around for position.
Yeah, I agree with you. It handcuffs the defensive player. Even when you are ready for it, you're expecting the ball to hit the rim and you don't get a good opportunity to see it fly into the air a little bit short.
Under 2 minutes in the second quarter. 3-point game. Houston with the ball and the lead.
Don't let them build on this lead with 1:46 to play, and they are.
They've been suspect giving up the big 3-point bomb in a lot of these ball games, and certainly a big one right there as we're trying to finish this half with some momentum.
Yeah, you didn't need that. You need to challenge that shot. You got to tighten up your D. It's almost halftime, and you're behind, and you're losing the lead. You got to tighten it up. Bucks need a score. All right, Mo gets it. Now check them again and score again, but everybody step it up and challenge those perimeter shots.
Mo Williams had been 1 for 6. He's a shooter. He's not going to stop. 2 for 7, 4 points. 39-35. McGrady, Yao, and E up to commit the foul. That's his second, and it will bring an automatic timeout with 1:05 remaining in the second quarter.
Yao got hurt on that one a little bit, guys. He's holding that lower part of his right leg.
He limps off. It's been a battle underneath on both ends. .105 remaining in the second quarter, 39-35 Houston. And Yao seemed to take a shot on that last play. Let's see if we can pick it up. Grabbed his ankle, right ankle. He's on the bench being tended to, and twice he waved off the training staff. But you can see the pain.
Well, we still don't know if he was hit or if he popped something. If he popped something, that's possibly a lot more serious. But even if he is somewhat hurt, he wants to play this out. He's got to shoot the free throws. to be able to continue back in the ballgame.
We saw him flexing his right hand, right ankle. 22.3 with 10.9. That's a solid double-double, hitting 50.1% of his shots this season.
He's a good free throw shooter.
85%, 22nd in the league.
We got him.
Yeah, the old commentator jinx there. I mean, those numbers are fantastic. I mean, he's the starting center in the Western Conference. Now, the first couple of years he was the starting center. Everybody didn't believe he really, had the best numbers. But as a center now, he's really done a nice job. 11th in scoring, 7th in rebounding, and he's 8th in block shots. So he's just a solid beast in the middle.
Complete.
He working with Mo Williams. He takes it hard to the basket, and Hayes is on his back for the foul.
And that's what we're talking about. 7-footer who can soar, who can move. You don't glide to the basket, you attack it. Because he attacks here, he's fouled.
And I like his fundamentals on that, too. As he rolled down the lane, he gathered himself nicely. Not always easy for a 7-footer to do things off the move, John, as you know, but that time he gathered himself and went up with strength.
And we've been talking about, his ball control and all. That time he had the ball, he had two hands on it, he had it inside, and he got to the basket quickly, not lowering the ball.
Scott, you know what I liked? After all of that, he congratulated Mo Williams for the pass.
Yeah, he's a special kind of player. And like you say, he's shooting 85% or 80% plus from the free throw line. And he does the right things. He says, hey, this is the guy who got me the ball. That's the Carolina way, John.
Oh, I believe it. I think it should be the basketball way, frankly.
McGrady kicks it out. Ray for Alston. Deep three-pointer. Misses to the left. He has the rebound. Milwaukee, by the way, 8 of 10 on free throws in the first half.
2-for-1 opportunity.
That's an altar.
Yao can't hold on. The Bucks get it back. 17 on the shot clock. 27.5 on the game clock.
That's a great example of what I talk about all the time. When you force an altar, very often it's as good as a block. Look at this. He had to shake and bake so much, it's a miss.
Shot clock under 10 for Royale Ivy. Working with Bogut on the screen. Pull up. That was blocked.
That's McGrady's length for you.
7 block shots already by the Rockets. The Bucks have 3.
Yeah, they're 4th in the league in blocks. You let it out.
McGrady with the lay-in. In game 1, block shots 9-3, favoring the Rockets. That shot was not away in time. Hits the shot clock. And at the half, the Rockets have a 5-point lead. Yi Jianlian has 6 points. Yao Ming has 3. Houston Rockets lead the Bucks 42-37.
The pick and roll like we talked about, or else when he's in foul trouble, you can take advantage of that. Or in transitions, another thing, you can get to run a little bit faster and get up and down the floor and then maybe beat him to the basket and get some higher percentage shots.
China's finest tonight. They got a ways to go. Yi with 6, Yao with 3. Let's start the second half now. Go back to Jim Paschke, John McLaughlin courtside, guys.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We're getting ready for the third quarter, obviously. One of the problems is field goal percentage. Houston at 50%, Milwaukee at 36%. A positive on the Bucks side. They have, in part, forced 10 Rocket turnovers, leading to 10 Milwaukee points, and the Bucks have protected the ball extremely well. Just 3 turnovers, and they have not given up any points in the first half.
And Bucks getting to the line more, which the guys covered. Now, those are all the good things, except for the one thing you started with, which has been very concerning. And in all these losses that the Bucks have been facing so far this year, we're seeing tremendous shooting percentage differentials. Bucks shooting extremely poorly while they're letting the other team shoot very well. We're seeing that in this one also. That's another reason the D is kind of important, well, very important. Step it up a bit and pick up the pace of the game some. If the Bucks could run some a little bit more, they had no fast break points in the first half, it would help the cause.
There you see the scoring leaders in the first half. McGrady 11, Bogut has 10. The Bucks hit 45% of their shots in the first quarter, then dropped off 5 of 19, 26% in the second quarter. That is problematic. You cannot allow a team to hit 50% when you're shooting 35. The Bucks force a miss, and a block shot. Bogut stuffs Yao.
Second time.
Here's Mo Williams. He leaves it for Royale Ivy. Yao ran all the way down, lumbered down. He's not particularly quick, but he got down there to get the rebound.
No, he is a lumberer in that regard, and he's kind of slow back at the basket in the pop-up zone. That's how Andrew got his second block on it. And look at that.
Nice touch on the
lumber, but touch. Hell, 310 pounds. They're going to drag it around a little bit once in a while.
5 points for Yao Ming. Rafer Alston stays with Mo Williams. And now E against Scola. They will be teammates on the rookie challenge team during the All-Star weekend in New Orleans. Yao has the miss by E.
Bucks have to get more movement in their half-court offense. If they're not going to be able to transition, at least move this good defensive team around.
McGrady nails one.
Ivy is screened on that, gets caught below. Wanted some clarification on it, but McGrady comes off, Jim, and has time to count on that shot.
Jian Lian has hit only 37.2% of his shots over the last 7 games with no double figures scoring. Tonight he's 1 for 7. What can they do for him? Can they go to him more low post? What do they do to get him going?
Well, I think one thing is if you can transition, if you can get him in some pick and rolls, pick and pops, a little bit more action going, perhaps even a little bit better shots. Bucks in a problem right now. And what have they done? They've taken jump shots, haven't looked at Bogut at all, and they're down.
6 unanswered points to open the third quarter. Larry Krystkowiak jumped off the bench as McGrady hit the basket. He calls an immediate timeout. 10:06 remaining in the third quarter. Tough start by the Bucks in the third. Houston moving up. The Rockets have lifted off to an 11-point lead. 10:06 remaining in the third quarter. 6 unanswered points. Well, don't miss FSN Wisconsin's Black History Month show Monday at 10 p.m. You'll hear from former Bucks Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Sidney Moncrief. Our Heroes debuts on Monday at 10 o'clock. It will air throughout the month. The show hosted by our own Scott Williams. Mo Williams over Yao Ming.
Now, we've talked about this season, when the Bucks lose, they fall into these black holes where they don't score and they give up high percentage points. They're just falling in one of those. So that helps stop it. Timeout, score, check them now, and get it back.
Bobby Simmons on the rebound off the Scola miss. Mo Williams had a near triple-double in Houston. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. That shot may have been partially blocked by Yao Ming. It was. And McGrady now for Rafer Alston. Doesn't take much of a block sometimes, does it? McGrady, 2 points.
And see, McGrady has the size advantage. Real Ivy on him. They're finding him now. He scored on the left. He scored on the right.
An 8-2 start by the Rockets to open the third quarter. 17 points for McGrady. Yao knocks it out of bounds. 12 on the shot clock. We are 6,000 miles from Beijing and 6,000 miles from a lot of basketball fans.
6,000 miles, that's all, huh? Wow. Comprehended. And the amount of fans.
Bobby Simmons, three-pointer. 50-42. Simmons gets on the board tonight that way. E called for the foul. Forearm. His third. It's the Bucks' first team foul in the third quarter. Shane Battier, Luis Scola, Rafer Alston, Yao Ming, Tracy McGrady for the Rockets. Williams, E, Simmons, Bogut, and Ivy for the Bucks. Those are the starting lineups. Yao Ming. He got first touch. Scola controls the rebound. He's very aggressive in the paint on both ends of the floor. A good rebound.
It is, Jim. Now, because he came with authority, he just took it away from E, and he can't allow that. You get them to miss a shot and then give them back for an easy basket because of the hustle on the reload.
Bogut against Yao. Yes, he powers in for 2 more. Bogut had 10 in the first half.
That's what they needed to do earlier in the period. Get it to him, not just shoot jumpers.
You know, John, this Scola-E matchup is interesting on another level as McGrady gives it up. And the foul, offensive foul, and no basket, I believe.
How about it? No basket? How about that? Andrew Bogut stood in there, took it on McGrady. McGrady's upset. That stops it all. They would have an easy basket because of Ivy going down on the screen.
First foul on McGrady. Talking about Scola and E. Both have very high basketball IQs as rookies.
Yes. Well, you know, most of the foreign-born players do.
E over Scola. Little too strong. E off on his shot tonight. 1 for 8. Yao gives it up. Alston.
How pretty.
That was nice. Rafer has 5. 54-44. Houston up 10.
Rafer on a give and go. He's quick to the paint.
Bogut squares up on Yao. Alston with a double team. He's playing the yo-yo game now. He's into double. Williams is open. Off that yo-yo. Three-pointer off to the left. Bobby Simmons has it in the corner. Clock shot reset. Bogut shows. Almost enticed Alston into a foul there. Bogut wanted Simmons as he broke to the basket. Pass misconnected, but it was off the leg of one of the Rockets out of bounds, and there's 15 seconds on the timer.
Jim, there's not a lot of activity in the Bucks offense. There's a lot of dribbling or two-man game or one-man game while everybody's watching. You're not seeing a lot of screen, come off, swing it the other way, screen that way, back pick, go. You know, just movement. There's some movement. And
that worked.
E dribbles over, hands off to Bobby Simmons. So you got a 7-footer handing off to a shooter.
5 points for Simmons, 54-46. The Rockets up. Under 6.5 to play in the third quarter. Luis Scola. Spinorama. Good double team by Bogut and E, and Bogut has it.
We got another block, I think, Jim. Should be 3.
Bogut. Yes! And Yao was right there, all 7 feet 6 inches of him. Bogut has 14 points.
And he might have 4 blocks, Jim. I have him unofficially for 4 blocks. Because they gave him that last one.
The computer has him with 3.
Yeah, they didn't give him this last block, and he did get a hand on it, I believe.
Andrew Bogut called for the foul against Yao Ming. $14 points for Andrew Bogut. A little light in rebounding tonight by his own standards. He has only 2.
That's the only area.
Scola gave it up, dives, catches, and scores.
See again, Jim, the double team leaves to go to McGrady on that, but then the seam is wide open. Second time, they've been able to dive the seam in the same spot.
The Bucks have an 8-point deficit. Mo Williams.
No, they don't. They have 6.
Makes it 6 easily. He has 8 points.
You usually can sense those coming.
I would have been there. I was with you. I'll let you go once in a while.
Thank you.
No problem.
Father.
You have earned it, son. 5 on the shot clock for Rafer. Scola now. Good defense. The Bucks wall off everybody. That was a great job defensively.
You got it. You said it all. I don't have to add to that. That's good enough.
I don't believe I heard that. Houston has 12 turnovers. Milwaukee has 3.
It'll go 12 more years now.
Under 5 minutes. Oh, I just got handed something I didn't want to be handed. Ramon Sessions called up from the D-League, practiced with the Bucks, had hoped to play tonight in his first NBA game. A couple of days ago, he hurt himself in practice. We learn now he has a broken left hand.
Oh, how bad. I mean, here's a guy that went down and lit the league up, Jim, the D-League, and earned his time back. Bucks could use him.
With Michael Redd out, they certainly could.
Yeah,
There's
there
Ramon.
Wow.
21 points, 6.5 rebounds, 7.6 assists in the D-League, and he got to the line down there. He was the player of the week a couple of times. He was outstanding in the developmental league. Comes back here and breaks his hand in practice. We feel for him.
Yeah, that blows. Clear out for McGrady. tough matchup for Ivy.
Foul on Royale Ivy, his second, 3:56 remaining in the third. Carol Landry into the game. Here's Rahman playing for Tulsa. 24 games, 17 starts. Just outstanding. Led the team, 21.1 points, 6th in the D-League with that total. Led the team in assists, as we told you, 7-6.
I told him, Jim, bring just some of that you had down there, and you got a big-time future.
Grady just took a shot from the perimeter and missed it. The Bucks trail by 6. Bogut against Yao in the paint. 16 for Andrew Bogut. How about that?
Heck of a play, Jim, and there was some action on that play, and that helped set it up. Mo with a good pass. Andrew with the finish.
3:27 in the third quarter. Timeout here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Andrew Bogut against 7'6" Yao Ming.
Back on FSN Wisconsin as we bring in the Chinese New Year. Through 47 games, China's finest look like this. Yi and Yao equal minutes. And Yao a little bit better from the field down low. But Yi's obviously got quite a future. And we take a look at our Carsoup.com email question of the night. It comes from Lori in Lake Geneva. And when you compare their first season, it's Yi ahead of Yao as an NBA player. We go right to the Chinese assistant national coach and Yi's professional coach, Lee, and see what he's got to say.
If I look at the two of them compared together, I would have to say that he it's been a quicker transition for him. He's a speedier player on the court, and this has really helped him because speed is one of the biggest parts of the NBA game. So I look at right now at this point in the season that he is definitely faster adjustment than Yao was when he came.
Size-wise, athletically, is that how you guys see the difference between these two early on?
Height and bulk against athleticism, and totally different games, John.
Yeah, completely different. And Yao has become a dominant figure, however, in the NBA. We hope Yi, with his style, can do the same.
He called for the foul as McGrady makes his move, no basket. They really represent two different styles and backgrounds in China. Yao is the old school. He went through the state system for athletics. Yi was discovered in a 3-on-3 tournament, which is a very modern approach to basketball. He was out there playing 3-on-3, and like a lot of kids in this country do, he was discovered, and Del Harris brought him to the national team. He wasn't even on the national team roster. Del saw him at 16 years old and said, I want that kid. And he made him a starter for the Chinese national team. Yao inside.
Bucks went into their zone, Jim, but Charlie V is on Yao, and he's playing behind him in the pop-up zone. He's got to at least try to get on ball side, even if they lob it over him.
Yao has 7 points.
You know, you talk about their styles being so different. One thing that is a lot alike, however, seems to be their temperaments. Very, very congenial guys, good teammates, good temperaments.
I would say a lot of that is obviously cultural. Charlie V knocks it away from Yao. It goes out of bounds, 14 on the shot clock. Yao wanted the foul. John, they are raised that way. They are very respectful. It wasn't too long ago that a dunk in Chinese basketball was considered disrespectful and unsportsmanlike. It's a different game over there, a different approach.
Sure is. That's even more remarkable that these guys have made it to the NBA level. And McGrady is an all-star, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you know that Mao Zedong used basketball? He was a fan of the game. He used basketball to create esprit de corps among his troops.
That's great to hear.
Ball knocked out of bounds, 8 on the shot clock. Basketball reached China shortly after James Naismith invented the game. Missionaries took it there. And today it is blossoming. Over 300 people play basketball in China. We have about that many people in this country.
Which is, you got to think about these numbers when we give them out at times, or when we even read them, the magnitude of it. And when you consider basketball has been in China almost as long as the United States. It's rather remarkable. Dr. Naismith would be very proud, I'm sure.
I guess the bottom line is Yao came to the NBA with a whisper, and E comes with some swagger.
And we will probably see more Chinese players to follow with the same pomp and circumstance as E, I'm sure.
I asked Jaren Akana, Bucks assistant coach, about that very subject earlier today, and he said he was kind of aloof on his answer. He didn't seem to think that there was anybody. He knows them all.
That could make it here.
He's not really certain that there's anybody right now, because I said, who's next, or, what do you see? And he was kind of, he backed off on that a little bit, so I think it might be a while before we see another player of the caliber of these two.
Except, Jim, a 16-year-old they don't even know about, by the time he's 18, could just explode. You never know. I mean, with the amount of population they have to draw from, it could just change on a dime.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
300 million should produce somebody every year. Villanueva. But in the system, nobody popped out, apparently.
Yeah, I understand.
When Jaren was considering who might come. Charlie Villanueva in the paint. 56 now for the Bucks, so they trail by 4. They came out flat in the third quarter. Houston scored 6 unanswered. Jumped out in front. The Bucks are chipping away. Austin for 3. Desmond Mason battles, flies, saves. Mo Williams looking. He has Villanueva running.
That's what Desmond does.
Good to have him back.
Energy, huh? Energy?
December 19th. That's your word.
Yo, energy. Desmond's back.
10 points for Mo Williams, and it's a 2-point game. The Bucks trail by 1 after 1, by 5 at the half. Somebody got lost, and McGrady was able to score easily. Mo Williams and Charlie Bell were trying to figure out covers.
Yeah, in the meantime, they left one of their 2 best players open on a deep catch.
He's pretty good, 21 points. Mo Williams, 3. He snaps it.
3.5. So deep.
Conchia. That's a rip.
Yeah, there you go. We got to use it.
I got it in.
You did.
Conchia. Now I have to learn the word for brick.
No, we don't want that one unless it's used on them.
Opponent.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining, third quarter. The Rockets up 1. Yao came up to set the screen, and Rafer Alston drains it from the perimeter. 64-61, 3.1 remaining. And now Bogut and Bell will try to get something going. Charlie Bell gets a look. Got the shot away. That would have tied it. The Bucks are down 3 after 3. 64-61. Houston leading Milwaukee at the Bradley Center in Wisconsin. Well, apparently the Bucks have found a new noisemaker. Mango doesn't speak, but he can rev it up. Trying to get the fans going here as we are on the precipice of the fourth quarter. The Bucks outscored the Rockets by 2 in the third, trail by 3. Time for the Miller fourth quarter shootout. Brad Staler of Brookfield presumably got his card in earlier this season and picked Michael Redd. Unfortunately, of course, Michael not available tonight. Brad wins a Bucks Media Guide, a 4-pack of tickets. And you can take part by sending your postcard to 1001 North 4th Street in Milwaukee, 53203, the Miller fourth quarter shootout.
Well, the Bucks still doing a great job. As you see, Michael Redd inactive tonight, still having a problem with that knee. The Bucks doing a great job of not turning the ball over. As Jim pointed out at halftime, it continues. Only 3 turnovers in the game, but you've got the Rockets shooting 51%. Got to do something about it.
John, the Bucks did not turn the ball over in the third quarter.
Yep.
And Houston has not scored a single point off a turnover in the game. 2-pointer, Charlie Bell. 1-point game, 64-63, 7 for Bell.
And Jim, that speaks to pace a little bit. The Bucks still do not have a fast break point. They only have 3.
We have motorcycle fumes in here now.
We do.
Carl Landry.
I thought that was your cologne.
Diesel fuel. Little dab will do you.
I've noticed it once in a while over the years. It lasts you a long time.
Ooh.
It is strong. Wow.
Mo Williams on the foul against Landry. And McGrady with a deep deuce. McGrady had 10 in the third quarter. That gives him 23 in the game.
We'll call your Cologne play-by-play.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah. Or double P.
Villanueva.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Wide
his way to the rim.
No pickup.
Charlie surpasses his point total in game one against the Rockets. He has 10 tonight, 9 in Houston. Yao on the hook.
He was lucky on that one as they moved the ball. He was stationed in the pop-up zone for quite a while.
Yao has 9. He averages 22.3 a game, 11th in the NBA. Strong double-double with nearly 11 rebounds. Bogut off the glass, and Villanueva right there for the dunk off the putback.
These last two baskets by Charlie V, that's what we like to see from him, Jim. Quick to the basket.
Colon, Chinese for dunk. Villanueva got it. Aaron Brooks skips and walks.
And you know why? Because defense was on him. Mo checked his penetration. Stayed in front of him. That forces a little bit of shuffling the feet. This is the other end. Watch Charlie V. Nobody blocks out. He comes and finishes.
Ocho. That's a good play.
Very good.
Under 10 minutes. I figure if we learn a word a day, we might be able to say hello and goodbye. Bogut inside.
Yeah, but difference is you'll remember them. I won't. Tap in, offensive glass.
For the lead, Bogut has 18, 69-68 now. Yao wants it. Now he comes up, sets the screen. The Bucks switch. Aaron Brooks.
Thumper.
Bell has it.
What's Chinese for thumper? What's Chinese for turnover? What's Chinese for foul back at you? That was a lot of action right there.
Third foul on Bogut.
A lot of action, but not quite accomplished.
We've heard a couple of interpretations on interviews tonight. We should point out that the English voice you have heard tonight is Matt Beyer. He's a senior at the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Travels with us.
He travels with us. Yeah. He's a wonderful young man and has done a great job helping out the Bucks. He doesn't need much help, but he's there to help the rest of us. Desmond Mason trying to save it. Battier has it, looks at the shot clock, and Battier loses out of bounds. Larry Krystkowiak was about to go off on Joey Crawford, and when the ball got turned over, they both just turned and laughed at each other. You're not going to do it, and I'm not going to do it.
Second thought.
14 turnovers to 4. The Rockets with 14. Charlie V, three-pointer miss. McGrady has it. That was pretty funny. They just looked and said, oh, we spared each other. Bonzi Wells draws the foul. I think Villanueva got him, but we'll see. It'll bring a timeout. Under 9 minutes, automatic. It is Villanueva. 8:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Bucks lead the Houston Rockets at the Bradley Center by 1. Energy at the Bradley Center tonight. Milwaukee has just enough energy, leading by 1, 69-68. 8:40 remaining. This season, Miller Lite is hosting Bucks fans in the Miller Lite home court. They have ice-cold Miller Lite, great HD TVs, a custom bar, pizza, great surroundings. It's the place to be. You can be there. Stop by your favorite bar or visit Bucks.com all season long for a shot at enjoying a game in the new Miller Lite home court. How about Charlie Villanueva's impact on this game lately?
Well, Jimmy's doing a lot of things well. He's very active. He's 5 for 11 from the field. He's got 5 rebounds. The nice thing is 3 of those are offensive, which means he's been able to finish them for baskets.
And the Bucks bench has outscored the Rockets bench 12-0 in the second half. They each had 15 through 24 minutes tonight. Bonzi Wells on the line. The Rockets field goal percentage by quarter, John, impressive. 50, 50, 52 in the third. They've been holding steady. The Bucks 45-26 and 48% in the third quarter.
And Jim, this isn't one of those games where it's all Yao on dunks. I mean, he's only made 4 field goals. It's been the rest of the team, and they've been making some jumpers.
Desmond Mason too strong. Mo Williams has to shoot it quickly. Somebody does. 2-1 shot away, and Yao able to corral that rebound. Just over 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. There's the dunk by Yao that you had indicated was not so prevalent tonight.
Well executed also. He runs right to the pop-up zone. They swing it back to the top. Andrew stopped, it looked like, to give a second thought to a double team on the ball. Yao opened all the way.
Yao with 11 points, 8 on the shot clock. Into Bogut, squares up, makes his move, and is fouled. He went right up on Yao Ming. Yao said, I didn't foul him.
But see, that's making it happen. That's taking it right to him, as you indicated, putting pressure on Yao's defense.
Yao talking with Mark Davis. No, I didn't. Let's see if he did. He leaned in just a bit. Maybe that's what he saw.
I got him on the arm as Andrew was going up.
Yeah, I mean, that guys like Scott Williams back on, baby. But that's that one for the big guys where they don't get those hands straight up over their head and those hands are out over like they're about to dive into a pool. Gets you every time.
I was supposed to welcome you back, Scott. Nice job.
I can't wait for you any longer.
Scotty, just push in. Just push in.
Jim, I can't wait for you any longer, baby. I got to get out of here. I'm chomping at the bit. We got a great game going here, baby. The Bucks are right where they want to be at home.
See what I've been putting up with? I got to wait on him all the time.
Yeah.
We had 12
you
years
on my
of that.
left and him on my right, and I can't get either of you in because you're both talking all the time.
That because we got all the wisdom.
That's true. Into Yao.
Hey, you showed me some wisdom, and I credited you. Quarter ago.
How did I do? I don't remember.
It shocked you.
Welcome back, Scott.
Yeah, Scott.
Thanks, guys.
Villanueva. Off the rim. Bonzi Wells has it. And I was just getting ready to say, we welcome Scott back.
I guess we've learned if you don't work him in, he's going to get there one way or the other.
You know what?
I still owe you guys from Wednesday night when you tag teamed me there in that third quarter, into that third quarter.
He plays TV like he played defense.
Aggressive, that's for sure.
Going at it. Take you down and out. Illegal defense.
Isn't it interesting that Yao shoots their technical fouls? A 7'6" guy. He shot one last night in the Indiana game and missed it as well. But one of their best free throw shooters, as you say, at 85% on the season, or 88% on the season. Excuse me.
Big guy has a touch, doesn't he?
22nd
Very
in the
impressive.
league. You know, more importantly, Scott, Houston is just 4 of 7 from the line. The Bucks 11 of 14.
That is nice because that's a good turnaround for the Bucks. Generally, it's the opposite way where they're struggling to get to the line more than their opponent. Nice big rebound that time by Charlie V. Charlie V's having a better game. See, when he gets his offensive game going, then he starts doing other things, rebounding. Like he says, those offensive putbacks for slams, setting good picks out here on the baseline.
Well, the Bucks have to have Charlie V, Bobby Simmons, and or Charlie Bell step up and have consistently good games every night. If they do, the Bucks will win more games.
By the way, the Bucks have had 5 straight games in which they have had fewer free throws made than their opponents. So it is a good turnaround tonight.
Don't save it under the other basket.
No, you don't want to save it that way. Bonzi Wells makes Bell pay for that.
No, you don't do that. You ride it out if you have to.
Well, they had half the defense done. They came on pass and got the deflection that they wanted, but Bell with the old high school mistake. Got to learn to take that ball out of bounds.
Mo Williams makes his move. He's fouled by Aaron Brooks. It brings a timeout. 5:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Still a tight game here in Milwaukee. The Rockets lead the Bucks 74-70 on FSN, Wisconsin. 5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Well over 200 million are watching this game in China tonight. That brings us to the Super Bowl. It's the Fox NFL Super Bowl pregame show with musical performances by Willie Nelson and Jordan Sparks. Randy and Paula debut the world premiere of her new single. Ryan Seacrest live on the red carpet. And all our guys are getting ready for the big game. It all begins tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Pacific in high def. Only
baby.
on Fox. And Scott Williams,
I'm going.
You will be.
I'm going. I got my
At the
Super
game.
Bowl 42 tickets. I am so excited. I tell you one thing. I can't lose either way, whoever wins this game. Because if the Patriots win, I get to witness perfection. If the Giants win, probably the biggest upset of all time in a Super Bowl. So I'll be able to see a historic game either way. I'm excited to be there.
There you see our Menards key stat tonight. Center comparison. Bogut 17 points. Yao has 11. Yao leading the rebound battle.
It's a big possession right here for the Bucks. I mean, they've been battling to get back in this thing all night long. They need to get themselves a little 8-2 spurt here and take control of this ball game.
He continues to struggle from the field.
See, Jim, I'd like to see him step into his shot more. He leans back from it on that one. Where his shot is a little consistent, it's where he's leaning. You know, going in at it, falling back away from it. He's got to get consistent there. You should always step into your shot. If he does that, it'll get a little bit more consistent as well as range.
Bogut picks up another rebound. He 1 for 9 from the field.
You don't want to ever lean away from your shot when you're that far out on the floor.
Desmond Mason. Bogut.
Man, he's been in there. Andrew doing a heck of a job tonight, isn't he?
He really is, especially around the basket. I mean, that's only his second offensive rebound, but he has been around that basket, tipping those balls quite often, keeping them alive for somebody else to get.
Bogut has 21 points. The Bucks collide for the rebound. Bell and E. The ball goes out of bounds. Back to the Rockets with a full shot clock and 4:32 remaining in the game.
That's where the rookie's going to learn. Hey, well, I'm 7 feet tall, Charlie Bell. You're a little guy. That's my ball. I'm going to go after it all the time. It's your responsibility to pull off of that one. Here it is once again. Shot goes up. They're both in position to grab it. And he's just got to say, hey, this is my ball. I'm going to go after it, even if I got to take part of your upper body and torso and push you out of the way in the process of getting the basketball.
With authority, and that's the one thing he hasn't brought yet on a consistent basis.
Hey, guys, we have a sellout here tonight. 18,717 in the house for this game. Bonzi Wells, and Bogut blocks him.
Woo-hoo!
Wow. Fourth block shot on the night.
Should be 5. I'm telling you, he had one in the last quarter. They didn't see it.
Look at this. He's waving guys out. He wants this ball. There's still a two-man game here with Mo Williams.
And reset.
He's strong. Open shooter Charlie Bell hit the other side of the rim. And on the run out, Houston scores. Rafer Alston. 9 points for Rafer, 76-72. Houston, 3:45 remaining.
When you miss that badly, it's almost as bad as a turnover because they come out with a quick, fast break opportunity. Nope. See, guys don't need that. 2 long jumpers. I know they've gone to the screens, but what's been working for the Bucks? They've been working at better shots inside, playing through Andrew, being a little patient, little action. That's your perimeter offense mentality. When it's going, it's okay.
Interesting that Rick Adams got his veterans on the floor here to end this ball game. As Shane Batty pulls up from the right wing. He had been playing some of his young fellas to end ball games, but tonight, the second night of a back-to-back, he wants to make sure they take care of the basketball and get good looks at the rim.
You're right, Scott. Carl Landry was in the fourth quarter, scored 13 of his 22 in the fourth last night. He's not out there now. Bogut works against Yao Ming. Turns, scores, and one. Andrew Bogut, possible three-point play, and Yao called for the foul.
Okay, where do we go back to? After missing the jumpers, back inside to Andrew.
23 points for Andrew Bogut. 4 block shots, 4 fouls on Yao Ming. 78-74, the Rockets leading Milwaukee. 2:54 remaining in the second game in this two-game season series. The Rockets have swept the last two season series. Andrew Bogut, big night tonight. 4 block shots, 23 points. We can salute Andrew Bogut with Andrew Bogut bobblehead night. All fans next Saturday get the bobblehead. The Bucks battle the New York Knicks, 7:30. Tickets available, 1-800-4NBA-TIX, Bucks.com, and the Bradley Center box office. Bogut, 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 the bobblehead a week from tonight.
The Australian bobblehead.
Let's see. Water goes the other direction down there, right? Does the bobblehead...
So the bobblehead bobbles the wrong way or something?
Yeah, it might. Instead of up and down, it goes down and up.
Okay. We'll watch for that.
The spring inside is the other direction.
Yeah, it's
something's different.
Messed up spring. Except it wasn't made down there, so that may be a factor.
John, we've just gotten a correction on Bogut's point total. Apparently, he was given credit for a basket scored by Charlie Villanueva earlier, so Andrew has 21 points. Tracy McGrady from the top. 21 for Bogut tonight. 5 rebounds and 4 block shots. McGrady with 25 points. The Rockets up 6.
McGrady comes off an easy screen too, Jim. Now see, Yao was up there to show on that screen.
Won't win with jump shots against this team.
Not now. That hasn't been really working for the Bucks here late. It's been Andrew on the screen, but Yao came up after that shot by Mo, made it tougher.
Has Scott left us the way he came in, unannounced?
No, guys, still here, just really watching the way this veteran team is executing down the stretch. Not only getting good shots out of the timeout, really executing their offense, but also crashing the boards, taking care of both offense and defensive glass right now against the smaller Bucks team.
4th foul on Bogut.
Oh, this is one where size just pays off. You're that big, you're in the pop-up zone, you're going to be able to come up with some of those.
Yao Ming, 1 for 4 from the free throw line. He has his double-double tonight, 11 points, 12 rebounds.
But the 1 for 4 inconsistent with his 85% shooting from the line on the season.
The Western Conference Player of the Month in January, Yao Ming. 12 points, 12 boards. He was 14 for 14 from the line in game 1. Under 2 minutes, 4th quarter. The Bucks down 7.
This is where I like to see him go. Play inside out. Even if he doesn't have something here, he can always kick it back outside to a shoot. Oh, no.
Short pass went to Rafer. He wanted Mo Williams.
See, good cover-up. They stayed in single coverage, and Yao can smother you. Got a deflection. Wow.
McGrady. Nobody
even on it.
27 for Tracy McGrady. 83-74, the lead at 9. The Bucks have turned the ball over only 5 times tonight and trail late with 1:36 remaining.
This has been the problem with the Bucks down the stretch. They've been in a lot of close games, but they have not had the ability to finish close games out because they don't. First of all, they take kind of poor shot selection. We talked a little bit out of the break. Shots out of the corner, long 3-point shots lead to easy runouts for the other team. Defensively, they have some breakdowns in communication. They've given up some layups, some offensive rebounds, and some wide open shots to some of the Rockets' best players. And if you're going to play down the stretch basketball and be in a lot of close games, you got to figure out the basics of veteran basketball, and I think that's why Rick Adelman went to some of his veterans down the stretch here in this ballgame.
Well, and the Bucks have veterans in also, and then they lose their best shooter out there, McGrady, for an open shot.
Miller Lite What's on Tap schedule. The Bucks will be in Memphis on Tuesday night. We'll see how the Grizzlies look after their trades this week. Pau Gasol going to the Lakers. Romile Swift dealt. Wednesday we'll be in Dallas. Then back here with the Knicks on Saturday. The Clippers Monday the 11th of February and the 13th. It's the Hornets, all on FSN Wisconsin. 1:36 remaining. Milwaukee in danger of losing for the 7th consecutive time to the Houston Rockets. They have been held under 94 points in the previous 6. McGrady 32 against Milwaukee. That's more than any other player in the league since 2000-2001. Tonight, McGrady has 27 with 10 rebounds. Charlie Bell works around the screen to the paint. I don't know how much chance you have with the big man in there, Yao Ming.
None on that one.
And Bell commits the foul on this end. The Rockets are plus 13 in rebounding, 48-35. Yao has 12 to lead Houston. Villanueva has 6 to face Milwaukee.
I'll talk to Scotty on this one, Jim, and ask him. You know, okay, Scott may be gone at this point, but you always want motion in your offense. But when you play a strong half-court team like Houston, who likes to play half-court basketball, who's good defensively in half-court basketball, you must have a lot of action in your offense. You got to move them around and try to get some kind of an advantage. Reload.
Yeah, one-on-one when you're a guard against Yao probably doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
And he's able to lay back in a situation like that, Jim, and just measure it at 7'6".
I suppose Charlie Bell thought he could use quickness to get around him, and sometimes you can. I mean, in fairness to Charlie, that works at times. Tracy McGrady has 31 now, hitting the three-pointer. 22nd timeout taken by the Bucks. 57.2 seconds remaining. We'd like to invite you to stick around for Bucks Live, the postgame show, and tonight we will have something special for you. Yao Ming and Yi Jianlian will meet the media after Larry Krystkowiak's news conference. They will follow the coach, and we will have it for you on FSN Wisconsin. We'll hear what those two players have to say about their second meeting, the first, of course, here in Milwaukee.
And I think in this one, both would say, well, I'm a little disappointed. Yao got in early foul trouble. It's being a factor down the stretch. E can't find the range quite tonight. That's why you play them.
Yao has 12 points, 12 rebounds. E 1 for 9 from the field, 6 points and 5 boards.
You never know when you play them.
Those two gentlemen will honcho Bucks Live post-game tonight. Craig Deshawn, Mike McCallum, Scott Williams will be part of it. And we'll stick around as well. Under a minute to play. A loss would make the Bucks 13-8 at home. You know what? Bobby Simmons hits a shot with Vanier and the bench defending him down there. They had 4 guys off the bench. He had nowhere to go.
What's that about?
That was unbelievable.
They're still there.
I mean, they weren't on the court, but from our vantage point, it looked like he was quadruple teamed by one guy in shorts and all those other guys. Look at this. And he hits it.
I'm kind of surprised Joey didn't say, guys, get back over there and sit down, because we can say they're off the court, but it can be distracting. And you're right, it was like a wall of red.
They're moving, they're talking, they're distracting.
Yeah.
And Bobby still hit it. I don't think I've seen that before.
Well, they're still standing. I mean, they're supportive, but I mean, that could have easily been a factor. So, heck of a shot by Bobby Simmons, who loves the corner jumper.
Mo Williams finds Simmons again. Another 3. It's 88-80. Bobby has 11.
Chasing foul.
He has not missed a three-pointer tonight, 3 for 3.
Unfortunately, Jim, it comes a little bit late. Bucks went into one of those offensive droughts, and at the same time, we saw McGrady in particular do his thing, get free a few times, and make those jumpers that we've become so familiar to seeing him make here in the Bradley Center.
Vanier on the line. McGrady, 31 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 14 of 27 from the field. He has 1 steal and 1 block. Houston, again, 50% from the line, just 7 of 14.
You know, Jim, McGrady has done it kind of just flowing and moving, and he didn't start out scoring or shooting a lot, and has just gotten it done throughout the game, which is something he's so capable of. It's a great talent.
E, 3, 1 for 10. He follows up. Goes to Simmons. Can he do it again over there with all those guys on him? Three-pointer. Yes! 4 for 4 on triples for Bobby Simmons.
That's wow. Too late, but wow. This is an amazing game. I mean, you know, I played this game, and I obviously know about ups and downs and different nights, and it's a different game each night and what can happen. But how about E? You know, one game this season he can't miss. This game, he makes one field goal. It just...
Well, he's been flat lately from the field. His field goal percentage under 40%.
That's why a transition game would help him more. That's why when they talk to him about trying to go to the basket, which he can do, that helps when you're not making your jumper. And, you know, at 7 feet, he doesn't need to just rely on a 20-foot jumper.
37% in the last 7 games, 1 for 10 tonight. We'll knock that down further. Tracy McGrady, 33 points. 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 9.1 seconds remaining. So McGrady tops his average in the last few years since 2000-2001 against the Milwaukee Bucks. He has averaged 32 against this team.
He's really an interesting player to watch, isn't he, Jim? He's got great length, 6'8", but he's long in every way, and yet he's a very kind of unemotional player, doesn't show a lot of emotion, just kind of moves at his pace, but it catches you. I mean, he can beat you so many ways.
McGrady and Yao, on average, put up about 50% of Houston's points.
Right.
Tonight they have scored 45 of the 91, 33 by McGrady and 12 for Yao. So they do it again.
And Yao hasn't had his typical game tonight, hasn't needed it because of what McGrady has done. You know, McGrady gets about 19 shots a game up. And he was coming off the bench, coming back from an injury until tonight.
He'd been off the bench in 4 of the last 5.
Yep.
That ball out of bounds off Rafer. 5 seconds remaining. Andrew Bogut solid tonight, leading the Bucks with 21 points. He has played well. They go to him here. Back outside, three-pointer. Mo Williams, rim out. And that'll do it. The Houston Rockets have swept the season series against the Milwaukee Bucks. It is their 3rd straight 2-game sweep in the season series. The final score tonight, 91-83. Bucks Live starts right now with Craig Kashan at our FSN Wisconsin desk.